Live.
And we're live.
And there's the notification.
Sweet.
Woohoo.
See what kind of people join us tonight on this holiday weekend. Triumph Screen Printing. How are you doing? Great to see you.
Hey, Brandon.
Hello, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. Definitely having an awesome Labor Day weekend. What about you, Lynn?
I'm having a pretty low-key Labor Day weekend. It was a good start off. I tried a few new things I haven't tried, and then had to do some schoolwork today and get ready for my next work project. So there's that.
Making progress is always good.
Mm-hmm.
How
How about you, Helga?
I got done. Well, we went to an antique tractor show, which unfortunately had today's tractor pulls rained out. The track turned out to be a muddy mess, so they had to cancel today's pulls. But I still got some good pictures of some good older tractors like I grew up with and before. And then we went to a friend's Labor Day picnic, which he does a wing fest. He makes fried wings and with all kinds of sauces, and everybody brings a dish. And there were 3 huge tables of food, and I am so stuffed it's not even funny.
Wow.
I know it's hard to imagine that, you know, I pigged out on a holiday.
Yeah, I thought all the pigging out started tomorrow, but I guess it makes sense. Why not pig out all weekend?
You used to go camping every 3-day weekend. You know, go find a little spot in the woods somewhere and go camping.
When's the last time you went camping, if you don't mind me asking?
Last time I went camping was probably 3 or 4 years ago, honestly.
That's not bad.
No. It's needed, though, soon.
I almost went camping this weekend, but I decided to come up here instead. I'm not sure if I'm ready to go camping again yet.
Yeah.
I have some family down by the Indiana-Michigan border that have some property, and they've asked me to come out. I haven't seen them in forever. And they have a huge walnut grove and a whole big lots of woods. They got this place cheap because it's in the middle of nowhere. And the old house is gigantic, not insulated. It's huge. It's a big fixer-upper, but I'm tempted to go out there and check it out sometime, and that would have been nice. Might be nice sometime to go camping out there.
That sounds like it would be a nice place.
Looks like a lot of people are out enjoying this weekend.
I'm sure. We just got back before coming in here tonight, so. But that's okay. We can still have an awesome chat. I don't get to team up with you girls all the time, so I'm all good with that.
It's a good time of the night to just sit and slow it down and take it easy.
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah, cheers. Steve's got an awesome fire going. I was out there for a little bit. Got a cool picture of it going. Woof.
Oh, you pyromaniac, you.
Big and sparkly.
Oh, that's always cool. I love a good fire.
Got some big old bushes that we tore out of the ground over there, big and green, and we threw them on there.
Well, I guess we're going to go again here weekend of the 15th. So I'll go back up and get some more there. I might try and do a peach pie in the Dutch oven this time.
Oh, yum.
It's been too long since I've had that. Oh.
Yeah, well, peaches are in right now, so nice fresh peaches.
Lots of sugar.
Millions of peaches.
Yeah, be good, Lynn.
Cheers. Great to see you. Glad you came to join us.
Hey, Shalisa, I do want to tell you exciting news, though. When me and Brandon were out and about, we found some ponderosa.
What was that last part?
We found some ponderosa pine that was nice and drippy and goopy, and
Oh,
yeah,
Ooh.
tell me, how did it smell? Did you get a smell or did you just see the pitch?
we we harvested a little bit of it, and it smelled really good. It smelled, yeah.
Was it strong, mild? Was it sweet, burny?
I don't remember now because it was a while ago, but a couple days ago. But I think it was strong. Brandon has it. He should be able to. I don't know if he has it with him right now or if it's um, put away
I,
somewhere or what.
I have a forest over by me that has some, and every single one of it is just too strong and turpentine-y. It's nice to find that kind. It's very strong, but I couldn't find any of it that was new and fresh and sweet and soft smelling. So I'm very curious what other ponderosa pine smells like outside of that spot.
Hmm. Let's see if Brandon maybe wants to type in the chat and see exactly if he's been able to smell it a couple times or not.
Yeah, Brandon, tell us, what do you think about that ponderosa pine? How does it smell? Take a fresh whiff if you got some there. Steve and I went out in the woods today and snagged up some fat wood and took some video, the sniff test. Looks like he had to take a break for a second. Oh, tell him about the Fatwood score in the Hood River. That sounds funny. I have a Hood River. It's called the Kalamazoo.
I'm fortunate. As far as rivers go, I'm lucky because I live right here by the mighty Susquehanna, and that's a river. It's awesome, and it's close to where the west and north branches join. So, and that, of course, that feeds all the way down to the Chesapeake Bay. So, it's a pretty awesome river.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, you'd love it. It's a river culture all its own. They used a lot of this area here was some of the first in the whole colonies for iron production. So like the first railroad stuff, railroads ties and all that stuff came out of this area. And they used the river and barges actually and canals. Then they put canals in besides, and did that for many years through the 1800s.
Awesome.
So, yeah, a lot of history in my area.
That's awesome.
It was dripping tons of resin out of the wood. I'm going to fire some up soon.
Sweet. Fire. Hopefully, I'm kind of curious about the burn bans over there out west. Is it starting to get humid at all, rain or anything? Is there any sign of relief? Because I don't want
we had a little bit of sprinkle, but nothing like as far as like the rain that we're used to having. Hopefully it'll start coming again. But I think there's still a burn ban up. I saw some burn ban signs when we were out and about adventuring. So
it's all been over here, and we have like tropical weather right now. It's like really awful. I wish it was more balanced and spread out.
No, we've had the same thing here in the east. It's just rained and rained. This is the wettest year ever. Most people lost their gardens. The hay, they've gotten hay off, but it has rained so much that the nutrients have leached out of the grass, and a bunch of us are having to now rain in the grass and the hay. So it's been a really weird year here, like a monsoon year.
it sounds like you guys are getting all of our rain big time.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, right. That's what we said. We wish we could give you some of ours. It'd help you guys so much.
Mm-hmm.
How come I don't see Mel Mel? I see him say, cheer. Hey there, Mel. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Mel Mel.
Hi, Mel Mel.
I couldn't see.
Hey, Mel Mel.
Okay.
Yeah, he's above Brandon there.
His profile pic is different. It looks like him standing way back up against a brick wall, is it?
Pretty much.
Okay.
He's way back up against a wall anyway.
That's kind of cool. I just didn't recognize. I was like, it blended in with mine, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of artsy.
Very cool. Very artsy, yes. Kosher. How the heck are you, Mel Mel? We're doing great. Mel Mel, what are you doing for the Labor Day weekend? Yeah, the rain is just too much in the wrong place.
Hey, Grant.
Hey, Grant.
Big hugs. Cheers, Grant. Grant got out of YouTube jail, so Grant's doing live streams again. He's having his Thursday Thursdays.
Yes.
Yes. Cheers, Grant.
Cheers. That's awesome. That needed to come back.
Yep. So the fun is back.
Mel Mel's just getting through the work weeks.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I gotta go in tomorrow night, Mel Mel. That's kind of a kick in the butt, on Labor Day. You gotta labor on Labor Day. That's just not right.
Where's my arm? Here we go. There you go. Someone says, nice arms. Since my transplant, I got the granny flappy arms.
There's nothing wrong with wings. You can fly higher.
Hell yeah,
Exactly.
flip flap. Big dog leather. Good to see you.
Hey, Tater Tot.
Hey, what's going on, big dog leather?
Lewis?
Yeah, I want to know if you figured out where that potato came from yet. Somebody sent Big Dog Leather a tater, a special tater.
And it looked rather.
It was funny as crap. And he has no idea who, and that's even funnier.
I want to know if that ink on there is food safe. Can you make some fresh potato chips with it? I love making fresh potato chips. Does anyone else make homemade potato chips?
Of course, and homemade French fries, because there's nothing like fresh cut fries. And hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I cut mine in half circles, like moon.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I make them real thin, and I rinse them with hot water first. And then I rinse them with icy cold. That seems to wash the starch away just right so they're not mushy. And I pop them in really hot deep fryer and canola oil. And when I bring them out on some paper towel, I mix Mrs. Dash table blend with Lawry's seasoning salt and some pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yep, those are good. When I bring them out of the fryer, I put mine on wax paper, and that's really good at soaking up any of your extra grease. And I actually just salt and pepper, and sometimes I'll use a Cajun seasoning. Oh, that's good.
Yum. You guys are making me hungry.
Isn't that what we normally do? At least I do.
I have some candy. Here you go.
Oh, num num num.
Oh, that reminds me. I got
Uh-oh.
my transplant meds. I should put that before we started live.
Well, I can't help you with eating anything, Lynn, because I stuffed myself way too much at the Wing Fest. Oh my God, there was so much food, and it was all so good. So
I forget sometimes that there are people that have to stinking work.
yep, there is. Trust me, believe it. I'm one of those poor slobs.
I want to go back to work so bad now that my health is getting better. But I know I can't. And even if I could, I'm afraid I'll screw up my Social Security, because there's nothing more wonderful in the world than having financial security and knowing that you have a check coming. And I would hate to lose that. But I want to go back to work.
But the thing of it is, Shlisa, with your health and the issues that you have, most employers, I mean, it really depends. The employers are big hard to be off anymore for your health and stuff. They're not great about that anymore. So, you know, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, as my parents would say. You know,
I do remember the last couple years of working. Not too many people wanted anything to do with me, because I was hired. I was a manager somewhere for a few years. It was great.
Right.
I moved on to another job. I couldn't get hired in because if you have to, it's bad.
Now, Tim, you're assuming. You're assuming. You know what we say about people that assume?
What is he assuming?
Well, the Shlisa's at Steve's, so that would explain why Steve was occupado last night.
Oh, occupado. I'm like, what the hell? Where's Ocapoto at? Why did we not go live last night? I think it was just weren't in the mood for it. Just. I think a couple people were busy too, and you know, fuck it. Oops.
No.
Absolutely, Tim. Not going to argue with you, dude. Just not.
Smoked salmon.
But we love you anyway.
Occupado. At least it wasn't a potato head and came with fucking little feet to stick in it.
Yeah, being good. And freaking Shlisa goes.
Right?
I used to be into plastics and molding and stuff. I could come up with some nice dirty potato head attachments.
Oh, Shlisa, you're killing me. You're killing me.
Now that would be fun. I'd probably make some money off that.
Oh, yeah. We could definitely have fun with that. Yeah, baby.
I have my own website. Come get your, deliver it right to you.
So here's a story for you. And I told this to the guys, but you guys will appreciate this. This was pretty funny. So Mike's mom makes these wonderful soft sour cream sugar cookies. Okay. And I have the recipe and stuff. And so she made a batch last fall. No, it was for Valentine's Day. It was for Valentine's Day. And she had a cookie cutter that was an arrow cookie cutter. Okay. So she did hearts and she was doing arrows and whatnot. Mike goes out and she has all these cookies out cooling, and he looks at them and he picks up the arrow cookie and he holds it up like this, and he looks at his mother because it doesn't look like an arrow. It looks a lot more like something else. And his mother's eyes got wide as saucers, and she never says anything bad, and she looks at it and goes, "Oh shit." He comes, when he comes home and he shows me and he holds it up, and I went,
Did you
"Oh
use
my god!"
But did you use the heart to make the D and B?
No. I told her, and she's like, "Oh my god, I can't give these to the kids. What am I going to do?" And Mike's like, "Well, what the hell? I'll eat them. We'll eat them." And it was so funny. I said, "Now Mom." I said, we can make some money off of this. I said, there's a whole thing for novelty baking, you know. And she goes, really? We could do that? I said, we absolutely could. And she's sitting there considering it and laughing, you know, his 83-year-old mother. This was so funny. Oh my God.
Big business, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's probably somebody out there that's had made Mr. Potato Head attachments. Hey, Owen.
Hey, well, he wouldn't have to look at the bright side. He wouldn't have to worry about size really because he sits so low to the ground. Why did I think of that? This is Shlisa's fault. I'm just saying.
Blame it on me.
I'm being good this time with you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
boy, this is really messed up. Oh my God.
Ooh, he wants to see Mrs. Potato Head attachments. I'll have to come up with some pink coloring.
I'm just not going to say half the things that just rolled through my head.
Hey, we got our first time in the chat. Getting started on homesteading. Great to see you. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah, never heard of you. Looks like a great channel. Sounds like
Cool.
a great channel. I need to take a look.
Yeah, take a look.
Go to channel. Cool. Oh, nice. 671 subscribers. Great for you. That's awesome. Ooh, chickens. Oh,
Chickens. Yeah, I love my chickens. 25 of them. So.
Getting started homesteading. Come join us on how to make the first steps of homesteading. The wrong or right way, but it's my way of learning the best way. Georgia was here. Thanks, and let's get started. My email is blah, blah, blah. Thanks. Awesome.
Nice.
Related channels. Bumblebee Junction, Ghost.
I know them.
Angel of Mercy, Old Camp Ranch, Home in the Sticks, and check them out, Alice the G-Ma.
Oh, I love Alice. Alice is a sweetheart. Oh my God, I love Alice.
Leaves the most kindest, positive comments.
She's a nice, and her chickens are so cute. I love her chickens. So, yep.
I miss having birds.
Yeah. You know, so
I was going to say the best way to learn is to get it done your own way, and then you'll learn from your mistakes and go from there.
Yeah. You sure remember them that way and learn not to repeat them. That's for sure.
Yep.
You know, it's so funny about the chickens because, of course, we always had chickens. In fact, at one time we had 500 layers when I was growing up. And so, hi, Owen. So I was not big on birds when I was young, believe it or not. I really was not. And then after we got the farm here about 10 years ago, what's a farm without chickens? And I wanted my own eggs, you know. So as it would happen, I ended up being gifted several hens from from a friend who was moving. And then I ended up with Einstein, the rooster from hell, who was a rescue. You know what? He was a miserable little sucker to humans. And he was fine with me, but he was miserable to everybody else. But he was awesome with the hens. He protected them and was just awesome with them. And I can't complain about Einstein. It's one of the reasons that he stayed alive as long as he did, because he did his job really well. So, but anyway, so that was just like 4 chickens, and now I've got 25 to 30 at any given time. So here we go. And now I love my chickens. My parents, by the way, thought this was hysterical. Oh, yeah, the girl doesn't like chickens, doesn't like birds, doesn't have it. And what do we see? Fucking chickens everywhere.
My devil was Colonel Sanders, and he was nasty.
Was he?
I remember the gas man coming. We had propane back then. and they'd come fill the tank and leave. And he'd come. He got out of. I saw him get out of the truck to come to the door, and as soon as I got up to go to the door, he was gone, and I saw Colonel Sanders running, and he was sitting in his truck.
Oh, so
he left
this was
on my door handle.
Oh, geez. This is another chicken story. So, guys were delivering stuff out at the barn, and I got there just as they were getting ready to leave, and they tell me, "Boy, we just love your chicken alarm." And I'm like, "Chicken alarm? What the heck are you talking about?" "Oh, your chicken alarm. Whenever we go by here, the chicken alarm goes off." And I'm like, "Oh yeah?" And it says, "Yeah, watch." So they went by. I have a big forsythia bush off to the side of the barn. Okay, they go by the forsythia bush, and sure enough, the rooster goes off. And I like, "Yeah, that's a chicken alarm, all right." And I look, it's like, "Einstein, get out here!" And Einstein comes out from underneath the bush, all cocky. It's just like, "There's your chicken alarm." "Oh my God, it's a real rooster." Oh my God.
Okay. NASCAR's, I don't think Mike or Steve didn't do a chat Friday or Saturday. So yeah, we missed you a couple weekends, and glad you finally have a night off. And
yeah, night off was good.
That knife P NASCAR sent me starred in one of my stop motion videos.
Those are wicked cool, by the way. They really are. I love them.
Knife coming out and going after the pine knots. Thanks, by the way.
Yep. Those are pretty awesome.
Yeah, you did a lot of work on those.
I just gotta say, I can never have the patience to do it.
Nope. Luckily, I have it, and I enjoy it, and it's a great workout routine for me because it's about 2 hours of running around and picking up and moving, and I love it. Very rewarding. I can't wait to get home and work on my next one. I've got a lot of pieces to put together, and I made a little the monster fail rod has a little baby, the striker, and the tails are the paracord landing. Yeah. And I got the little striker coming out like a puppy dog, and its tail wagging, and it's so stupid, but you'll see.
Well, it can't be any more interesting than your fueling station video.
Man, I was not thinking that, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Everyone's asking me all through my comments, "What was that at 30?" It was a fuel ship.
Oh, that's what they call it.
You should have put words on there. Fueling up.
Yeah, I should have. They might have even found that dirty too. But now I have to come up with a stop motion Saturday with baby pine knots because now everyone wants to see the aftermath.
Oh my God.
I told someone, I says, "Well, that video will come in 9 months."
Oh my God. I mean, not that I thought any of those dirty things. No.
Right.
P NASCARs. The knife is in the video with the big bridge thumbnail. And one of the stop motion Saturday videos, I can't remember which one, I think the second one, knives versus the sharps. Oh, the first one. Yeah. So your knife is in the big bridge, fired up Friday, and the first stop motion Saturday.
Yeah, they're really good. Check them out. They're really cool.
I've been wanting to do stop motion for so long, but I haven't found my thing, you know. I got inspired by someone who's doing 3D printing, one of my fellow YouTuber friends. And it's like, I want to incorporate that on my channel, but I don't quite know where and when or what I want to. I've done it a few times in a few clips just to add to my videos, but I finally figured out, you know, when I ended up with this huge pile of pine knots, it's like,
Hey,
airplanes.
Carolina Chris is in the house, man. How
Hey,
you doing?
Hey, Chris. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Happy Labor Day weekend.
Cheers.
Thanks, P-NASCARs. It's a pretty cool knife. I'm trying to see where Steve's is so I can show you. I'm sure you've all seen it, but if I showed it, I'm digging through Steve's. Oh, I found it. Ah! Now I have two.
Ha ha ha.
You can never have too many knives. Nope.
Here it is. It's
Ooh.
it's a Damascus.
Oh.
And it has a file work. Here's the mosaic.
That's beautiful.
It's very heavy, very sharp, very nice knife. And I thought this one does not have the grip, but very beautiful.
That is. It's a beautiful work of art.
He's given them out to a few of his buddies. I own one, thank you.
Yeah, you're very fortunate. That's beautiful.
That's a nice sheath, too.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think it'll take before Steve notices it's gone?
I heard that, Lynn.
Heard what?
Busted. Ay.
I need to get a couple more knives myself.
You know, when I started YouTube, I didn't actually have any knives. My life had been on pause for a while, and when I started YouTube, that's kind of right when I was unpausing my life. I was getting everything that I needed health-wise, and I was starting to start over again. Plus, you know, when I moved back to California and took my RV, I sold everything. You know, I just left. So I was kind of restarting, and I've got a lot of great knives, mostly from friends, and it's awesome.
That is awesome. I'm fortunate. You know, I grew up with them, and I have some actually, you know, from my grandfathers and my dad and stuff. So I'm lucky that way.
Nice.
And of course, if you work in a kitchen, you appreciate really good knives.
Why do I keep seeing brewing in the top chat? I don't understand. Is there just brewing?
Oh, Lynn. Tim's busting Lynn about being good and not. I said, Tim's busting you about not being good or not being good. He says, you're just brewing up to it, to being bad. See, I'm watching.
Getting started on homesteading is going for a drink and a cig and smoke a beer. Cool.
Works for me.
I got some really good vodka. It's infused with peaches and orange blossom.
Ooh.
It's really delicious. I got it when I was over hanging out with Brandon. So it's right it's in Portland. It's a local.
You so need to be in Pennsylvania and not in freaking Oregon at the moment. Wow. Yummy.
Mm.
And speaking of, when we were out and about,
hey,
we went to a... Huh? Oh, big guys. Hello.
Yeah, he said hello, ladies, and Helga too. See how he is.
Well, when I was out in Portland 2 days ago, we ended up going to Pine Street, which is they have a lot of biscuit sandwiches and stuff.
Oh, I saw the pictures. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It looked totally amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. The one that I had fried chicken and a wedge of iceberg lettuce on it. And then their house-made blue cheese dressing. It was yummy.
Oh,
And they also had a lot of Carolina stuff. They had like Texas Pete there too.
I saw they had Texas Pete in the squeeze bottle. Even I saw.
Yeah, it was epic.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
pretty
definitely.
amazing. Yeah,
I swear, anytime I see that Texas Pete, I think of Chris. I'm like, he's
as
got
we
no
all
attention
do.
for that stuff.
Yep. Even Mike has switched over and now expects Texas Pete with his eggs. So there you go.
Yeah, it was delicious. Brandon's was just their normal sandwich. It had like their gravy and fried chicken on it, and oh my gosh, it was awesome too. They had pecan pie. Mm.
Lynn, God says that he's from the Sag to Pee tribe, saggy knots.
That's awesome.
Oh man, that's bad.
Well, I didn't tell you where he stores his nuts for winter, so that could be worse.
Funny.
Hi, Vanessa. Oh my God, that's funny. Scary, but funny.
Oh man.
Do your hang low? Do they dangle to and fro? Do they duck? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? It comes to mind.
Think socks, winter warmth.
My sister made a song when we were little girls, and it goes, see if I can remember it. Do your unders hang low? Do they wrap around your toes? Are they all one color? Do they have little bows? Can you pull them down your legs like a pair of pantyhose? Do your unders hang low?
Ooh, you all had too much time on your hands. I was busy milking goats and cows.
While you're working.
This is true. This is true.
Seemed like all we ever was doing was dishes, man. Jesus, whew.
How about so this is, we talk about family stuff, and I was the official dishwasher of the home, for all those years. When I got with Mike and we were going to build a house, all right, he had this brilliant idea that we were not going to have a dishwasher in the new house. And I'm like, what the hell are you smoking? And he says, well, there's just the two of us. We don't need that. I said, but we do the big family dinners where I've got like 16, 18 people and stuff. I said, and no dishwasher. He says, I don't think we need one. I said, okay. I said, tell you what, then you're doing all the dishes. If there's no dishwasher, you're doing all the dishes. Hey, guess what? I have a dishwasher.
Yeah.
I didn't care what the hell I didn't care what the hell the new house had or didn't have, but the one thing it was going to have was a dishwasher because, I wasn't doing that anymore. I hated washing dishes. I hated housework. I was happy to do and out hunting and trapping with my dad, and I loved to cook and bake, but I didn't like the other domestic stuff so much. So. Can't have everything.
We're having an earthquake again.
Right now?
Yeah, Steve's on the lathe.
That's kind of scary.
I'm like, what the hell? Oh yeah. I don't know if any of you saw that video, but I was like, what the? I'm meant to sink, and we've had a couple weird earthquakes here, so I really was like, what the hell? And I go outside and the whole garage was shaking. Wonder what he put on the lathe this time.
Frosted Flakes and Texas Pete.
Hmm?
What?
Yeah. Big Dog said,
Hi, Broseph. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, Broseph.
Joseph.
Cool to see you in the house.
Vanessa Kitty, when they say no dishwasher, that's when you install too.
Yeah, baby. Can never have too many.
Yeah, what if the other one breaks down?
That's right. You got to have a spare.
That's
all
what
right.
she
That's like bathrooms. 3 bathrooms. One for him, one for her, and one for everybody else.
Yes. And what's the deal with everyone thinking that a man and woman have to have the same bedroom and same bed?
I don't get that either. Actually, you probably get a lot better rest if you don't, for the most part.
Owen does most of his housework. Awesome.
Owen, you want a job? You get fed well.
Interesting what Big Gaz is saying. That's kind of like what our topic is going to be tonight, you know. Family traditions and growing up and yeah. 14 years old, cooked the meals for sisters and brothers, and mom worked and father always went to drink at the club. Oh, how lovely.
You know, everybody's got their thing. I was lucky. My parents weren't like that, but they were workaholics, and we had a dairy farm. We also had the commercial laying hens and horses, and we were milking both a cow dairy and a goat dairy. And so I started milking goat dairy when I was 4. I started milking cow dairy when I was 7. And I started doing field work when I was 9 because my feet finally reached the clutches and stuff on all the big trucks and tractors. I started baking and cooking when I was 7. I made my first batch of chocolate chip cookies when I was 7 years old. And by the time I was 9, I was doing full cooking and baking. And here we are.
That's how it should be. Mr. Mach 1, hey Gary, how you doing?
Hey Gary.
Prepping to endure. Good to see you.
Hey Gary, good to see you.
I was lucky and I got to start cooking at a young age, and I did that with my son. I started him as soon as he could stand up next to the counter and help me cut taters or whatever.
Yep.
And he makes the best dough for pizza. Oh, he's got his own recipe. That boy can cook, man.
Yeah, it was funny. My nephew loves to cook. When he was young, he was like 13, and he actually wanted to start learning to cook. And his mom didn't want him around the hot stove, was worried and stuff. And I sat her down and I said, "Listen," I said, "the kid's out hunting, the kid's out shooting rifles, the kid's out riding 4-wheelers all over the place and dirt bikes, and you're worried about the stove? Really?" She says, "Well, when you put it like that." So we started teaching him to cook, and he would come down here. And I remember the first dish I taught him to make was his favorite meal that I made for him. And that's my spaghetti with red onion wine sauce. And he does a lot of cooking now. He has his own outside smokers and fryers and cookers, and he does a really nice job.
Nice.
What about you, Lynn?
My first meal that I cooked was shrimp, actually. Because where I grew up, it was in the islands, and whatever we caught that day, we would cook. And me and my brother, when we were like really young, we ended up going and harvesting quite a bit of shrimp and brought it home. And my mom showed us how to boil up some shrimp, and yeah, it was delicious. And ever since then, I love cooking shrimp.
Yeah, that's you said growing up on the island stuff. That's a cool life to have in itself. That's very different.
And lots of Dungeness crab. Lots of Dungeness crab.
all of which I can't eat.
Ah.
I'm a lamb lover, so yeah, I'm allergic to red shellfish, believe it or not. So I got to be really careful. Now, scallops, and like the white clams and white little neck clams, I can eat them all day long, but I got to be careful with the other stuff.
Gotcha. What about salmon? Can you do salmon?
Yep, I can do any of the main fishes and white fishes and stuff. It just seems I can't do oysters, I can't do mussels, I can't do crab, shrimp, or lobster. I can do the imitation stuff, which has a little bit of it in, but not much. But yeah, I mean, if I get that, by even by mistake somewhere, like if they put lobster broth in a clam chowder or something, which they sometimes do, I'm a sick girl.
Hmm. That sucks, man. Because that's like all that stuff is like the prime rib of the ocean, that and like
No,
halibut and halibut cheeks and
no,
oh,
Lynn, if it made you as sick as it made me, you'd never want to see that shit as long as you live. And I
mm,
love diver scallops. You know, if I have diver scallops and I have good little neck clams, I'm in heaven.
mm.
I love them. So
How do you like the clams? Do you like them like in a wine broth or just steamed or
I I like them steamed. I do a drunken clams that are done with bacon and garlic and Niagara and butter that is to die for. And but I could
I
even
know
eat them
what
on the
you're
half
cooking.
shell.
I know what you're cooking next YouTubery. Just saying.
You bring the clams, I'll do them up. My drunken clams are pretty awesome. Everybody loves them. So, and actually, when we go camping with a bunch of people, it's one of the things that they request I make.
Mm. Well, if I figure out how I can get fresh Oregon clams over there, I'll bring them. Or just buy them when we're over there.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure Kroger's and stuff has them. Kroger's is a pretty big store, so yep. Oh yeah, I can do them. They do big batches, and I'm especially if I do it with a nice crusty bread with a like a garlic Texas toast with a nice yummy butter and seasoning on it. Oh baby, because you got to have something. You got to have something for the broth, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Stop to soak up all that goodness.
No, gosh, you did not.
What?
Ugh, freaking guys.
You know,
I'm
I
just ignoring him.
Okay.
He's talking about Viagra and sticks and
Oh,
never mind.
the little blue pill.
all
Yeah.
my family's out,
Helga,
and we would go out west all the time and visit family. And I was the one that never ate the seafood with everyone. Every time we went fresh seafood, I never ate it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm into it now, but as a child, I don't know. It didn't appeal to me.
see, my mom had the red shellfish allergy. So, I mean, she tried me out when I was a kid, and it was evident really early on that I had it. So now she grew out of it when she got into her mid 30s. She was and for probably about 10 years. And Mike says, "Well, you ought to try it again." I said, "Why?" I said, "I really don't care if I eat that stuff, and it isn't worth it to me to be so absolutely miserably sick for 24 hours to deal with it." I said, "Screw that." I said, I'm okay. I'm good. Me good. I'm happy with the other stuff." Yeah, when I was dating, guys used to think that meant I was a cheap date until I went out and said, "Yeah, I can't do that, but I can do filet mignon, sucker. I like my beef.
Oh, she likes the beef.
I do."
No, but other than that, like a lot of my traditions growing up, were normally like the holiday traditions are a little bit different. We didn't have like seafood turkey or anything like that. We just had like normal turkey and all that. But everything my dad caught, we even had octopus one time, and my mom ended up having to can some of it up, and she pickled some of it when she canned it up, and Oh my gosh, it was delicious.
Hmm.
I bet if I had Texas Pete on it, it would even be way more delicious.
Texas Pete makes up about anything bearable. Um,
Mhm.
let's see, for holidays, actually for Christmas, we actually did a Christmas goose. That was our traditional thing for Christmas. Um, around Easter, and we also celebrate Passover and Hanukkah. There's always lamb, and we used to raise our own lamb. So I was really spoiled. I had wonderful lamb chops and lamb roast done in maple and all of this stuff. And I'll tell you what, you're growing up with your own meat locker in your on your porch. Because we used to butcher our own beef, our own pork, our own lamb, our own. We used to do goat and mutton too, and of course our own poultry. Man, it was all right there. Plus, we also hunted, so we had venison, and my dad and I were big into pheasant hunting when I was a kid. We used to raise German short hair pointers and bird hunt a lot. So, and grouse, used to go for grouse as well. So, yeah, I grew up. I'm fortunate. I mean, and we always had a huge garden and truck patch. So, growing up, I was so lucky compared to a lot because we didn't have crap for money, but we ate really, really well. And we canned and put up a lot of our stuff for the winter.
Hmm. One thing my grandma used to do was can up salmon
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and make a salmon chowder out of it.
Oh,
And
that'd be
oh my
good.
gosh, she still kept like some of the bones and stuff in it because when you can it breaks down the bones and everything, and
Oh,
you can
yeah, they're like nothing.
actually, yeah, you can actually eat them. And oh my goodness, I miss her cooking. Yeah, we were pretty well fed growing up.
Yeah, yeah, we were fortunate. Of course, all our fresh milk too, and from having we had jerseys and Guernseys primarily for our dairy, so it was a higher butter fat, and we used to make our own butter, our own yogurt, our own cheeses, both goat cheese and cow cheese, hard cow cheese, and had the heavy cream and stuff. Oh my
You ever
God.
do the frozen custard?
Hmm. Oh yeah, actually, believe it or not, I make frozen custard at work sometimes. On the weekends when it's really hot and stuff, I'll do frozen custard for the guys. So, oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, Poppy. Sometimes it's nice to grow up poor.
Hey, Pavi. Yeah. Well, being here in Pennsylvania now, we would eat trout and bass. Like I grew up, I used to. Well, I always went trout fishing, but trout wasn't my favorite. I still ate it and cooked it, but I loved bass fishing, both small and largemouth bass, and I used to fish with my brothers a lot, and I used to like eating bass quite a bit. Bass is a little bit fattier fish, so it's nicer for cooking up, I think. But so I did that, and then Dad used to splurge for fresh salmon steaks, and Mom would make fresh salmon steaks or marinate them. And I love fresh tuna steaks too. And actually, at some point, that's on the to-do list. I would love to go deep sea fishing for tuna. I think that'd be awesome. I went out on Lake Ontario hoping to get some salmon, but it was a little too early for them running here when we went up 2 years ago. So I ended up with some really nice big lake trout, which I ate that too. But I struck out on the salmon.
Salmon is delicious.
Oh, I
If
love
it's cooked
breads.
right.
It's been so long since I've had smoked salmon. I have a smoker. I just haven't gone fishing yet.
You know what? I got some smoked salmon over the weekend, and that was delicious. It's
Bagels
delicious.
and lox. Oh, best
Yeah.
breakfast ever. Bagels and lox with capers and red onions and Philly cream cheese. Oh, God.
Oh,
I made
wow.
a smoked salmon. I made a smoked salmon
Yeah.
salad and had that for breakfast this morning. It was
Oh,
good.
yummy.
I had a little Texas Pete in there too.
I'm not sure if I could do that, Pavey. Uh, that that's I guess it's a texture thing. That might be kind of weird. I don't know.
What?
I can eat. Pavy used to eat fish eggs for breakfast when she was a kid because her father was a fisherman and stuff. I don't know if I could do that or not.
Well, I eat fish eggs on sushi, so that's
Well,
not
and
too bad.
I can eat certain kinds of sushi, but I am really not big on fish eggs overall. I just sort of like escargot. There's just to me, it's just not. It's eh.
Hmm.
There's other things I like much better, like truffles. Of course, they cost more. So yeah. So anyway, but hey, you eat what you got.
I'm looking forward to getting back home because
I don't think bagelgasm is a word, Chris.
bagelgasm.
I love my
wondered
bagels.
what was going on there. She was pretty up there. Was
Oh well, what can I say? I love my food. So
I'm having a mad craving for apple crisp, and I'm making that as soon as I get home. Steve's oven don't work. Otherwise, I'd be making it here.
oh yeah,
Yum.
that'd be yum is right.
And love
Absolutely.
I usually take like 3 cups of sliced apples, a cup of sugar. I mix that up with some cinnamon, all in a bowl. Then I take my glass dish and I butter that, and I throw my apples, cinnamon, and sugar in the pan. And then I take another bowl.
Good night, Scott. See ya. Thanks for stopping in, Scott.
Night, Scott, Saline.
Night, Scotty Potty.
Yeah, it was nice. I didn't do
Poop
that.
face.
I thought it.
I soften up my butter real good, and then I mix in my quick oats and brown sugar and something else, and then I spread it on there and cook the hell out of it and crisp it up. Num num num.
Damn.
Smoke any pork in a storehouse.
Damn it.
Poke Steve in the ribs for canceling his chat last night. Steve's causing another earthquake right now.
Hey, old school with a modern twist. Yes, we did. We had our own smokehouse, and we did smoke our own pork and stuff, and we slow aged our beef as well. Like slow. When I say we slow age, like 2 months slow age. So yeah, the super tender prime ribs, and oh my god. Like I said, I grew up with the really good stuff, so it's bad because I'm picky. And get this, we went to a place around here that was supposed to have prime rib specials, and I'm picky about my beef, of course. And we went, and yeah, it wasn't prime rib. It was a freaking New York strip. And not that there is anything wrong with the New York strip, but it is not prime rib. And they're charging you for prime rib. And I'm like, dude, this ain't prime rib. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what I said, I don't give a crap. I said, I've been butchering for over 30 years. This ain't a prime rib. It's a strip. And then the owner, whom we actually knew, had to admit, well, yeah, it was. It's like, well, then, why didn't you advertise it for what it was? And I guess most of people didn't even know the difference. And I'm like, ugh, I don't know. So yeah, we were both disgusted that night.
Oh, and if you're still there, good night and thank you. I hope you have a great Labor Day. It's good to see you. Hopefully Steve will do his chat next Saturday, guys.
Make it up for y'all.
Pavy's on a roll, man. I hope you get that house under control. That's been like the project from hell. It's been kicking you and Ron's ass now for like almost a year. Where did I grow up? I grew up actually the first 12 years I grew up here in northeastern central Pennsylvania. We then my parents then bought a farm up in southern tier New York State. And I was up there for about, let's see, 13, 15, 16, for about 5 years. They kept the farm up there. But by then I was out of school and I came back down here to Pennsylvania in the same area. And that's where I've pretty much been ever since. I go back up to my mom's farm and quite often I camp up there. When I do my camping videos and Dutch oven cooking, that's usually where I'm at. It's only about 2 hours north of here. So it's right up by the Finger Lakes in New York State. So I'm right up by wine country and all that good stuff. Maple syrup country and
Nice.
yeah, it is. It's beautiful. It's really wild. And the years I was up there, it's all woods around us and over by the Canisteo River. And this is no lie. You can go for miles and miles and miles and not see a blessed soul. It is wild country. And during my teenage years, man, I was riding and camping with my horses and stuff over those mountains, and I did years, and I still so it was a great way to grow up.
Oh, that's cool, Vanessa.
That is.
Vanessa's a pretty cool chick. She's lived quite a cool life.
That's awesome.
I grew up back and forth here over there.
Well, it's weird because I had a period there of transition that I moved 11 times in 22 years. Not real far out of areas, but, within the same area. Oh, my God, I got to be a freaking pro at moving. And this included even barns with livestock, gates, fencing, the whole 9 yards. And I had my own truck and horse trailer, 4-horse gooseneck, and I did it all myself. I am so glad not to do that anymore.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, it was rough for a while. So,
girl power, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think I could do it like I did back then. I mean, we got the farm about 10 years ago. I was actually renting acreage and stuff for my horse breeding program and stuff all those years prior. And then got the farm about 10 years ago. So I could finally, come home and have my own place and security and not have to worry about it. Because every time I'd find a decent place, it'd be about 2 years and they'd sell the place. So that got old. But I was so stubborn, which I know surprises everybody. I wasn't giving up my goals for a breeding program and everything. And I was doing it come hell or high water, and I was making it happen come hell or high water. So I did whatever it took and made it through.
How long have you been where you're at now?
We actually don't live on the farm yet. That's for when Mike retires here in the not too distant future. We've had the farm 10 years, but here, where we built our house was actually on property his sister had. And we have been here, 27. He's been here 27 years and I've been here 25.
Wow.
Yeah. Me and the disgruntled one have been together 25 years. You ought to get like some kind of freaking Purple Heart or Medal of Honor for that shit. Oh, retired United States Air Force, Vanessa. Yes. Salute. Yep, salute. I've got Navy and Army in the family. So my niece is currently serving in the Navy.
I need to get back down to see James Humrick again, old school with a modern twist. Now that I have my car pretty much fixed, still got to figure out what that wobble is. I think it's just my rim, but I think if my money isn't going to be as tight as I think it's going to be, I'd like to make it down to over by Cincinnati again and see old school with a modern twist. I was going to see him on the way up from YouTubery and couldn't.
How close is he to Cincinnati? Because we used to go out to Mason, Ohio, which is just north of Cincinnati.
Yeah, just north of Cincinnati, about 20 minutes, I think, James. 15 minutes.
That's a nice area. We like going to eat at the Golden Lamb and the Houston. Yeah, I know. Surprising. I know the places to eat and drink. Usually I'm good for both. That's usually why people like traveling with me. So
It does make fun.
oh yeah, prime rib with horseradish sauce. Absolutely.
Oh, I
Oh,
miss
yum.
Love horsey sauce. Actually, I put my own in this past year, and fresh ground horseradish. Oh my God, just ain't nothing like it. Mm-mm-mm.
I worked at a bar for a year, and they made the best
Date.
prime rib. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
I did not work there on the prime rib night. I just worked the kitchen when the other ladies needed to fill in. And that place made some good prime rib. And it's hard to find anywhere that actually makes
You're right.
real prime rib. I
Right.
wonder if they're
Right.
still doing it.
Yeah, there's only a couple that I know of. The rest of them are cheap imitations thereof. And Mike's gotten spoiled, because I have access to really good meat here with the meat markets that I have here locally that raise their own and butcher their own. I'm fortunate. I can actually buy really good tenderloin stuff and do prime rib here at home. And Mike's spoiled because he's like, "Oh, why go out? This is better, and you made it all here at home." Sometimes being a good cook has its drawbacks. So, but it is really good quality meat, and it's getting to the point with the number of places that are serving crappy prime rib, and I think it's because they're not slow aging it like they should. They don't let it age long enough, so it's not near as tender and flavorful, and that's a big part of it.
It's the whole mass marketing,
Yeah, yeah, I know. Instant everything.
money this, money that.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool, Vanessa. French fried sweet potato fries with horseradish sauce. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Yes, old school. The Golden Lamb in Lebanon, Ohio. We've eaten there numerous times. We used to go out every year for an Eric the Car Guy meetup for Mike's automotive community. And we used to stay out there in a really nice place across from the Houston. And we used to eat at the Houston and then go in at least one night to the Golden Lamb. We even did the train rides and stuff down through Lebanon in that area. It was really pretty cool. But oh my God, the Golden Lamb has really good food. And if I hadn't been staying somewhere else just for the treat of it, it'd be fun to stay actually in the Golden Lamb, the inn itself. It's so historical and so cool, that old hotel. And there's a lot of neat stuff in Lebanon too to see. We had a lot of fun going out there. Thank you, old school. I appreciate that. I try. I'm amazed at how many people struggle with cooking from scratch. It's gone so long that people have been cooking out of boxes that they forget how to cook with real ingredients. And I basically want to be able to do that for my nieces and nephews and stuff. So yeah, they do have good food there. So Vanessa says she's fixing up her pickup and saving to buy a utility trailer to head out on the road with camping and hunt. Sounds like a good time to me. And I have to honestly say, so we don't do like campgrounds. To me, that defeats the whole purpose of camping. The people that go from the city where it's crowded to a campground where they're set up like little sardines, I don't get it. All you did was trade one small space for another crowded space. The whole idea to go camping is to get away from people, as far as I'm concerned. So like boondocking, which we've done in like state parks and stuff like that, I really, really like that a lot. And when I was competitive trail riding, I used to horse camp with my horse and do that with the leave no trace behind. We used to practice, and I really, really enjoyed that a lot. So I imagine you will too. Yes, he did, old school. Abe Lincoln stayed at the Golden Lamb. Like I said, there's a ton of really cool history there. That inn is just amazing. The food is just amazing, but the inn is really amazing too. Yeah, exactly, Vanessa. Exactly. Camping to me means no humans. I had to laugh. My mom, up there where we camp, where we have the camper set up, and it's actually on a back hay field facing the back 40 acres of woods that goes into the rest of the surrounding miles of forest. And my mom let my neighbor put a garden in off to the side of the camper, and he put in sweet corn, and he's been off screwing off, so he hasn't been getting down to get the sweet corn. Mom picked some, so she goes in to pick some here last night. In the mid center, it's all a big circle is laid down in one direction, flatter than a pancake, and bear tracks. Freaking bear are staying by my camper. Yeah. Oh, we have mountain lions up there. We have lynxes up there. The deer come out close to the freaking camper almost every night to feed. There's tons of stuff up there all the time, and the wildlife is crazy up there, and always has been. It's one of there's beaver dams on my parents' property, which I did a video on here last year, I think. Yeah, I love it. I just feel so fortunate to grow up with that.
Beaver dams do so many good things. Go ahead, Nan.
I gotta hop off here for a little bit, but I'll come back on if you guys are live when I'm get back.
Okay.
All right. Love talking.
See you,
Love
Lynn.
talking to you guys. I'll have your chat playing on my phone though.
Cool.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Do you have moose?
No, we're too far south for moose, but I do get moose meat. I'm really fortunate because I have a girlfriend in Sterling, Alaska, down on the peninsula, who usually harvests one every year because he eats all her horse hay. So usually a junior bull goes in the freezer every year, and she sent me some canned. But my work partner goes on moose hunt, and I got my first fresh moose meat last year, and in fact I just cooked up the last of it in the Dutch oven vegetable soup I made. But he's going here, let's see, in a month, right after he retires. He's retiring here at the beginning of October, and he has another one booked. So if he goes again, his wife doesn't like it, won't eat it. Half his friends won't eat it, which is weird because they eat venison. So, and moose is actually better than venison to me. So I'm like, why wouldn't you eat this? But so he said if he gets another one, he will gift me with more moose meat. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll eat that. Well, I think you'll have a good time. Where do you plan on going, Vanessa? Do you have a idea? Or are you just gonna head out and wherever you end up, or is there a bucket list of like places you'd like to see?
Yeah. Most of the camping I've done in my life has been canoe camping.
Oh, cool.
I'm a huge canoe freak and just a little behind on life right now, but most of my camping, throw it in the canoe and hit the water.
Yeah, my parents did that. My mom actually was very big on water. She actually was in water ski shows on Lake Chautauqua, New York when she was a kid and stuff, but it didn't, by the time that I was a kid and stuff, we went a couple of times, but that stuff. So I missed out on that part, but I still think it's cool. And a lot of my friends kayak, and I would like to actually do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
It's sometimes tough canoeing on the side of the river because a lot of the best places are the sandbanks. And if the water comes up or you get a flash flood, so you can't put your tent there. And you have to be careful because sometimes you're on a farmer's property.
Bye, old school with a modern twist. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye, James. It's good to see you. Hope you have a great Labor Day. Thank you for coming.
Me too. Thanks for coming.
Eat some good food.
Yep, I sure did. Too much.
Aw. I was a good girl. After Steve and I came out of the woods, we went and got subs, some of the best baked subs ever. I actually only ate half. I used to only order half. But lately I'll eat the whole damn thing and then I feel too full. I hate that feeling. And these things are really good heated up later, so I'll have me a snack later. But I love Italian subs with toasted sesame seeds on top.
Yeah, baby, that's good stuff.
I love them, but only made by certain people.
Padre Island National Seashore across from Corpus Christi. That sounds pretty cool. If things work out, I'll probably make my first foray down to Texas here in of all times, February, down to San Antonio. See if it works out. But get to do the river walk and the San Antonio Stock and Rodeo Show. So some cool things. I'm actually supposed to go there for a convention. So hope it works out. February weather here in Pennsylvania is fickle, so we'll see what happens.
I hope that works out for you too. When did you say February weather?
Yep. First week of February. Yep. So like I said, I'm hoping it works out. It'd be pretty cool. And to get to tour a couple of friends' horse farms, Morgan Farms, while I'm down there. So that'd really be cool. Brandon, yes, they did. They cleaned him out. So, which is actually saying something because there was 3 freaking tables of food. There was so much food. Oh my God. So much food.
Yeah,
so good.
A lot of all your food's gone and there's that much food.
Yeah. Well, it's always, and you want to know something? I didn't have any. I get asked to make them for so much stuff that I'm sick of them.
That's cool.
so yeah, I'll make them and I'll take them. And it's like, yeah, you all eat them. I'm good.
Anytime I do family get-togethers, gatherings, anything like that, my food's always gone. I never bring anything home, and I try to make more the next time because I feel like there wasn't enough. It's a good feeling.
Cool. Did you like San Antonio, Vanessa? I hear it's a pretty cool city, especially the river walk area and stuff. Wow, Alaska. My brother's up in Alaska right now, actually. He and his wife are up there. And her brother would go up with his dog, and they get dropped off in the national park up there, and nobody would see him for 2 months. He does it every year.
Wow.
Yep, John and his dog go up, and they drop him off, and we don't hear from him for 2 months. Wow. It's always kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing I thought of, like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Risky.
Yeah, he's had some interesting encounters, but so far he's always come out of them okay. And I don't know how much longer he's going to be doing it because he's now in his early 60s. So, I mean, he's pretty fit and everything, but still, that's challenging.
Well, hopefully, he's keeping up with modern day and modern times and taking, satellite phone.
Yeah, he does. He does do that. So, but yep, he's been a serious trekker for years up there. So, it's pretty cool.
I just had some peanuts. I like the ones in the shell. And Steve was packing up a package for a YouTube friend to send out. And this YouTube friend that he's sending something to hates packing peanuts. Thought about loading it up with packing peanuts, and I thought, oh, we dip into mine and freaking packed the package with a bunch of peanuts,
Yep.
real peanuts.
Yeah, with my friends, I'm bad that way. I'll load it with something like that, or glitter bombs, or wrap it within 50 inches of its life.
He
So,
was talking about using rice.
oh yeah, there you go.
Oh man, that would
Confetti. I'll tell you what, that freaking glitter and the little sequiny stuff, that stuff gets everywhere. You find that for freaking months afterwards.
Yeah.
When I had my 40th birthday, I have a friend who has the exact same birthday I do. We're 10 years apart. She's 10 years older. Okay. Well, she thought she would be quite the smart ass. She sent me a card a day for a week, and every single one of them was rigged with something like glitter or other stuff that just went everywhere.
I think that's why I'm becoming more of a hermit, and I try to open my mail outside or at the post office, because that's the last thing I want in my house. Oh.
It was funny though. It was fun. We practical joke, prank each other quite a bit.
Man,
so
I guess if
she's
you already got it in your house, you might as well go with it, right?
Absolutely, and that's all right. She woke up to flamingos all over her lawn on her birthday, so all's fair in love and war.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, we have a good time. Oh, wow, that sounds cool. Vanessa knows a good spot north of Anchorage for camping. It's an old coal mining site. Raw sulfur veins still burn up out of the ground there. Oh, heck, that sounds like Centralia here. We have a mine fire in Centralia. You can see sulfur burning, fire burning up through the cracks of the mine fire right through down the middle of the road.
I've been to I keep say Old Faithful. I go to I've been to Yellowstone a lot of times, and that stuff's pretty cool, stinky as heck. And there's even a lot of that cool stuff in Idaho.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I've gotten out to Colorado, South Dakota, Wyoming. Didn't make it as far as that though. That's another one on the list, along with I've been to the Grand Canyon. I've been down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, but I'd actually like to do the river rafting down the Grand Canyon. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, that would be cool to. I'd like to do Yosemite yet. There's so much to see, one thing at a time.
Oh, I might as well not type it. I'll just say it. Grant screen printing, it's always good to sub cool folks. It's always good to sub to cool folks, even if don't have any videos up, because
that's right.
You get to be the first notified, the first to watch their first video.
And you know what? I've got news for you. I have people that there's several of us in the community. I sub their channels. It doesn't hurt me or cost me anything to do it, and I can show my support that way. And if they do decide at some point to start making some content of their own, I'm there to get to help, to watch it happen right from the beginning. So if it's somebody that you're interested in, there's never a reason not to go support them.
And I knew hardly jack squat about YouTube when I started. And when I went to put up my first video, there were people that I had visited channels to and left positive comments. They liked my positive comments, and they subbed to me, and I guess rang the bell that I didn't know about that either. So when I put up my first video, I was shocked. I was like, wow, these people that I used to go or still watch videos are watching mine. And then one gave me a shout out, and it's like boom, boom, boom. And all started happening, and I started learning about the community. It's just so cool. Yeah, it was Aaron Nelson and Nathan 4071, Willie's Gone Wild, uh, Wheels Gone Wild, Willie's Adventures. It was just so cool. It was like, wow, you know.
Oh yeah. And those are some great channels, you know. And I was fortunate. When I well so first of all, I never wanted to have a YouTube channel. And even when Mike would say about being in one of his videos, I was like, YouTube is your thing. Ain't got time for that. And I was not interested. And he kept harping on me to do a cooking channel. And then Steve Robb started harping on me to do a cooking channel. And Steve Robb's really the one that forced me into it, because he went and put on his channel a whole thing about my channel that I hadn't even made the banner or anything for a video yet. It's like, oh my God, I guess I better do something, because now he's told all these people I'm doing something. So I did, and I was fortunate because the automotive community, the mechanic community that was a big part of that, they all supported me right off the bat. And then I started learning about the other communities, and it's grown from there. And I'm just really fortunate, and I've met just some really great people. It's amazing, you know. And here I am, you know, a couple of years later, I got to go to YouTubery and meet so many of you in person, and it was just the most awesome experience. And I've been to other meetups with other communities, and they were good.
So it's like, oh, you got to see them, they got to see you. Like, oh, cool.
Yep. It is. Yeah, and you know, and you get to see if they're really in person like they are, you know, on here. And I can tell you, you know, with the people that were at YouTubery this year, they're the real deal. And that's what made it such a pleasure. It really was.
Yeah, some people you can't wait to see again. And then some people you're just content with that visit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that was the thing, you know. Everybody that was at YouTubery this year, I hope they can all come next year. I look forward to it, you know. I would absolutely love it.
And the ones that couldn't make it, oh.
Yep.
YouTubery, everyone's known each other for at least a year or two, and it's just, oh.
Ooh, Vanessa's doing a wood-fired onion oven? Yeah, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, Darkest is in the house. DIY Dark Matter.
Hello, Darkness.
Little darky poo.
Your Darkness. How are you doing tonight?
Amen. Yeah, I can't wait for YouTubery 2019. It's going to be epic.
I hope financial, health, everything goes great for everyone.
Yep, me too.
Everyone that couldn't make it this year can make it next year, and maybe a couple more that we wish could have come. Oh.
Yep. Yeah, if everybody can come that is supposed to, it'd be a really special event. So it's just so cool to have so many people from all different walks of life and backgrounds come together with shared interests and commonality, and you all gel and you all bring something to the party. You know, you complement each other. It's really amazing. It's just really an amazing time.
When I got back from YouTubery, I looked at another meetup, and I'm not saying anything bad, but there wasn't the closeness, and it always seemed like everyone was trying to one-up each other. And it was, man, I just really like Grant Hubbard in the crowd. And I'm especially glad I was able to make it there this year, because I couldn't the previous year because of my transplant. So that was extra special to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the journey is a lot tougher for some than others.
Yeah. And that was just before I got my second car. So all I had was my beater.
Yeah.
It was a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I can imagine. But you made it, and it was a great time. Hey, and look, we got the Squat-2-Pee tribe out of it. I mean, it birthed a new thing.
There you go, right there.
Yep, it birthed a whole new movement, if you want to call it that. Whatever we are, besides being a bunch of good friends.
I hope Native Tears Squat-2-Pee girl can make it.
Yep,
That would be the bomb.
It would be, the 4 of us together. Oh my God, that'd be so awesome.
So what was you doing out there in the shack, Steve, causing the earthquake? What are you working on? No. Cool. Just at first. Uh-oh, she read something I didn't. Now I'm wondering what the hell am I missing?
Don't worry about it, Shlisa. It's all good.
Something to do with what I said?
No. How Dark is going to welcome Brandon at the next YouTubery.
A handshake is good, brother.
Yeah, don't read above that. Just forget it.
Dark Matter has this thing, a fetish about mouths.
And cheeks.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Santa cheeks.
Santa cheeks, he's got them.
Santa cheeks, yep.
And a cute little no mask.
I'm just going to be such a good girl right now. Oh my God, that's funny.
Yes, man, it was like a freaking family reunion, man. That was serious family reunion.
And you're totally right. You know, and I think I even said that in my first YouTube video I did afterwards, that when I've gone to like some of the mechanic meetups and stuff, there is some of this, you know, waving and egos in the room and all of that. And at YouTubery, there was none of that. Nobody was better than anyone else. Everybody was respectful of everybody else, and just all came together. And it was so relaxing and so nice. It really was. It was awesome. Hell yeah, I like my ass. Of course you do. You're attached to it. Jackass. So do you have burrows, or is that a euphemism for something else? We actually did have burrows at one point. We actually had BLM burrows that we adopted from the government roundup programs along with the Mustang. Oh geez. Lynn and Dark are taking the chat right down the toilet, literally.
Okay, so let's ignore the chat and talk about here I got it.
Get your list. Get your list.
What was your parents' jobs as you were growing
up?
Wow. Did they have fascinating jobs? Your mom or dad?
Yep. My mom was youngest justice of the peace at one time in the state of Pennsylvania. So she held, justice of the peace. She held night court at our farmhouse. So it wasn't unusual to see cops bringing people into our farmhouse for basically night court. They had their own news service. My dad worked out of the governor's office for CEDACOG and was head of the conservation district. And they had their own news reporting service where they reported on local county politics and stuff for the local newspapers back then, besides having the dairy farm. So yeah, they were busy. And then Dad went to Bible college. He had a double master's degree in journalism administration, taught school for a while. And then he became a minister. So then things really got interesting. And my mom worked for a large pharmaceutical for up until the time that she retired, up to the farm. So That's what my folks did.
Cool. My mom was, she had some bachelor's degree and stuff. That's okay, Vanessa Kitty. We understand what you're typing.
Yeah, we do.
My mom was just doing college and then worked at Post Serial, doing some computer desk work. And then she stayed at home mom for a while. Then she went into this huge freaking camp. She went way out to get her WSI, water safety instructor's license.
Cool.
Where she had to swim across these big lakes. I mean, we're used to swimming across little lakes. I'm a big swimmer. We swim across the lake and back. She went to this camp and she had to lug big men around and they'd actually fight and you'd have to learn how to like save
right.
And stuff. And Mom got really, really big into that.
That's like Coast Guard training, man. That's tough shit.
She was into the tough shit. And right now she's getting up there in age and she still does water aerobics classes.
Oh, like, that's awesome.
Yeah, she is a fit, strong woman.
Awesome.
My stepdad's just, he was a licensed practitioner nurse, LPN, low paid nurse for a long time. And then Mom finally elbowed him enough and he went and got his RN. So he's making good money now, but it's boring. He misses the old work because it's all paperwork and shots now.
Yeah, a lot of the RNs they make into administrators. My brother falls into that, and it takes you out of doing some of the work if you really liked nursing, that you did, unless you get into a really challenging ward like cardiac or special care unit or something like that.
I've learned after being on dialysis 14 years that LPNs and techs, God, I hate techs, but they're just worker bees. And the RN are there up with the doctors. And everyone's used to saying nurse, nurse, but they're actually not a nurse. They just do all the labor.
Right. Yeah, I feel bad for them too because they do all the stuff that nobody else wants to do, and they're usually low on the totem pole, and everything gets on them.
And it kills their attitude and makes it tough on us patients.
Oh, I know. I went through it with my dad for 5 years. I understand.
Yeah.
And actually, my degree is in health administration, so I did a lot of patient advocacy and stuff for quite a number of years. So, believe me. It's tough. It's tough. And, for my degree and stuff, a lot of times around here, there's a huge healthcare group. It's one of the biggest in the couple states. And so there's also tons of nursing homes and rehabilitation centers. And, I looked at, they actually courted me for some of those jobs. As I could not keep managers happy, the bean counters happy, and do what I felt was best for the patients. It doesn't work. So I stuck to patient advocacy because really that's my thing.
Good. It's important to do what you like and not just accept what you have.
Well, and I didn't even realize it was a thing until people saw me doing it for my father and one of my friends. And actually one of my other friends from down south says, that's a whole business in its own. She says there's actually companies that just employ patient advocacies for the healthcare system and stuff. And I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, really. She says, I owned one. And that's actually what turned me on to that. And just the number of people that requested me to advocate for them from just seeing the job I did for other people was, amazing. But there's so many people that have no one to speak for them, or they're not educated about medicine. They're not educated about drugs. They're not educated about the system, and it's a system.
Needlessly most of
Yep.
my life, and I had to really crack down and learn how to be assertive because I grew up with a mother that's passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me forever to learn how to speak up and assert myself. And I did so much needless suffering because I couldn't say it without crying, or I just, and still to this day, I went through my transplant and I had my family there. They still won't advocate for me or be there, let alone, but it's so important to advocate for yourself, learn to advocate for yourself, and have some kind of support with you.
Be educated, because if you don't, not most people don't have a family member or friend that's educated in it to do it. And that's another thing. When the hospital staff, be it doctors or whoever it was, saw that I knew what the deal was, and of course I am well connected with a lot of people in different departments in this system, it changed the whole level of communication, because before they would talk down to the person, and when I came on the scene and started going over certain stuff, they talked in a totally different fashion. It was like talking to a 4-year-old versus talking to a college student. And the difference, because they saw that there was this difference, and it's just like, it's a shame, maybe I can't necessarily blame them, because a lot of people are extremely ignorant about basic health and situation. But, in today's world, that's the struggle for me, because there's so much information out there at the touch of a button, or the click of a mouse, that people really don't have a great excuse for being ignorant about such important things. This is stuff that really directly affects you and your future. So yeah. I'm done preaching. I'm sorry.
No, that's important. It's so important. Educate yourself. Take care of yourself.
It's so funny, because when I was in emergency services for over 15 years, I actually was a Red Cross instructor, professional level, and then I was emergency medical services for a small company, and also fire and hazmat trained, and
nice.
Did that for over 15 years. And it's so funny, because when I got into it, I never planned to get into it. I didn't think I was interested in it, but a friend of mine who was a physician's assistant talked me into it and said, I think you'd be perfect for this. You need to do this. And I let him talk me into it. And my God, when I got into it, I loved it. I really loved it. I did it for over 15 years. And the only reason I got out of it was the demands for caring for my father got to be too much the last couple of years. And the thing of it was, though, all that training I had, I did it to help other people. But in the end, I used all of it to help my dad. And I never would have dreamed, so it's funny how things come around and, in your life for things like that. Hey, Calvin's Corner's in the house. Hey, Calvin.
Yeah, we got some campfire crew in here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we are. How about you, Calvin? You enjoying the weekend?
Welcome back, Lynn.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, Lynn, welcome back. This is like the second time I've run into Calvin today.
Is there any? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Red Gone to Gray had a live stream earlier today, and Calvin and I were both over there for him. He hit 600 subs.
Really?
Yep. So that was good for Steve.
Lynn, are you going to be able to make it back in before we shut down at 11? Purple drinks keep my heart healthy and happy.
Among other things, right, Dark?
got a bone to pick with Dark later. Make sure to look him up when I'm done here.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble, Nomikins.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'd be worried if I were you. Have the queen of fatwood on your tail. That's not good. Lynn said she can't get back up. Her phone's messed up.
Girl, I hope you... that sucks.
Yeah.
Drop the phone.
She says Tuesday she's supposed to get another phone, so hopefully that'll correct what's going on.
Hope you get everything transferred okay and get
Yeah,
back
how about
in
it?
the swing of things.
That is always scary. We rely on our phones so much now to store at least my smartphone with like my whole world's on there. And boy, you go to transfer it, it's always kind of like, ugh.
Then you got to get used to change. I'm trying to get used to my Vegas Pro editor because my fun Filmora is going to cancel soon.
Oh,
And, as much fun as I'm having with it, I could pay to have another year. I could keep it and just pay more to keep it completely, but I do have a pro editor and I do need to use it. So I think there's going to be, like last year, a 2-month stretch of not much fun till I get used to the new one.
yeah. That's why I fight it. Good night, getting started. Thanks for coming on by.
Good night, getting started. Yeah, thank you. It's great to see you here for the first time. Hope you come back again. Now, I asked a question, but I can't remember what it was. I was waiting for an answer. Maybe not. I'm here for you, sis, if you don't kill me off.
Oh, I won't let her kill you off. You might suffer a little bit, but we won't kill you off.
Yeah, I might do a little finger shaking. Bad, bad, bad. Well, hello there, Nomikins. Oh, Lynn needs a hug. I don't remember Vanessa Kitty. I wish I could.
It was. That's terrible.
Well, what do you say we wrap it up?
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's close enough.
This was a darn good chat. It's too bad Native Tears couldn't join us and Lynn
Yep.
stay on, but Lynn is here with us, and Native Tears said she's here with us at heart. And
Yep.
hopefully we can do this again with all 4 of us.
Hopefully. Yeah, we'll try for like in another month or so and see how everything goes.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to thank everyone who came here and joined us. And those of you that weren't in the chat, thank you for coming and watching. Thank you, everyone, for a big thumbs up. And what do you got to say there, Helga?
yeah, thanks everybody for coming out on a holiday weekend and supporting us here. Poor little Squat-2-Peers. And I hope you have the rest of your weekend is good and safe. Enjoy it.
Yes. Stay safe out there. Eat good. And catch y'all later. Woohoo! Stick around there, Helga.
Yep.